With the Premier League's return not too far away, we're getting even closer to Liverpool winning their first ever Premier League title. That'll make it two major trophies in the past 2 seasons for Jurgen Klopp as his Liverpool dynasty begins to take shape. But by 2025, where will they be? Let's find out using our Football Manager 2020 simulation. But before we go anywhere, thank you to everyone who subscribed to Alexpo, and if you're not already, hit the sub button and then smash the bell to make sure you never miss a video. Anyway, the good news for Liverpool fans is that in 2025, Jurgen Klopp is still the manager. There's been no knee-jerk sacking after some bad results, no resignation following burnout, or no other clubs poaching away from Merseyside. And Klopp's Liverpool dynasty has gone from strength to strength, with the Reds winning the Premier League in 2021, 2022, and then again in 2024. On top of that, he's also won a couple of FA Cups and a couple of League Cups. Liverpool are no longer shy of winning trophies, although they're yet to add another Champions League to their trophy cabinet. In the year 2025 they came third in the Premier League, just 3 points off top, with a loss in the penultimate game against Crystal Palace costing them the title. They would win their final game, beating West Ham 3-1, so let's have a look at who started and who else is in the Liverpool squad. In goal was Alisson. Yes, in 2025 the Brazilian is still Liverpool's number 1, and unsurprisingly he's still really good. The past 2 seasons have actually been his best ever, with average ratings in the league of 7.3. That's pretty damn good going if I do say so myself. Bar missing 8 games in the first season of the simulation, Alisson has appeared in every Premier League game possible, with no other Liverpool starter getting a chance. That includes Loris Karius, who somehow blagged a move to PSG. Right back was Trent Alexander-Arnold. Liverpool's superstar right back is still the main man in 2025, although he does have a bit more competition at least. Max Aarons is keeping Trent honest, with the pair chopping and changing and pressing down the right. It doesn't look like Trent's made the full move to centre mid yet, although he is capable of playing there, but more interestingly it seems as though the assists have dried up. And by dried up I mean he's not getting double figures. The most he's got in a Premier League season is 5, suggesting something's seriously wrong. Centre back was Virgil van Dijk. A third current Liverpool man who's still in the team in 5 years' time, Van Dijk continues to boss Anfield and he's the outright captain following Jordan Henderson's departure for Fiorentina in 2024. To put it simply, Virgil van Dijk has been an absolute monster during this simulation. Look at those average ratings there, as low season as 7.47, most players will struggle to make that their best. He's 33 on the game now and contracted to stay until 2026, but no doubt he'll be there longer. I mean it's not like he's showing any signs of slowing down, is it? He was alongside Dayot Upamecano. Our first new player in this side, Dayot Upamecano was an expensive arrival, costing even more than Van Dijk. The Frenchman cost £77 million in the summer of 2022 and he's been fairly solid in a Liverpool shirt. He hasn't hit Van Dijk levels yet, getting low 7s, but that's okay as Liverpool have some real depth in defence. Joe Gomez is still there, putting in versatile and consistent performances, while they also bought Eric Dyer for £6 million years ago. He's a backup option, while there's no reason to suggest that he's scaled the Anfield stand like he did at Spurs. Left back is Andy Robertson. Yes, the defence is pretty much unchanged, as Andy Robertson's still around as well, just as solid as his teammates down the left. Like Trent, he isn't getting as many assists, although if we're going to compare the two, it's the right back who's been getting more in the league, with 21 to Robbo's 18. Sorry Andy, but at least he's still a Liverpool player, and by the looks of things there's been no more clashes with a certain Lionel Messi. Holding midfield was Eric Dyer. We mentioned him before, and he actually started in this game, playing in holding midfield since he's basically just the new James Milner, who interestingly ended his career at Ajax. Dyer was likely just filling in for this game against West Ham, as Liverpool have got 2 much bigger names available. Fabinho's still there, but he's actually been just a pretty average performer, although he's actually now on the transfer list with a value of £20 million. The Reds have also got Sandro Tonali, who has just completed his first season at Anfield following a rather cheap £25 million arrival. He's had a testing first year, but probably just needs to settle into the squad like most of club signings do. Centre midfield was Lorenzo Pellegrini. We've got a big money signing in centre midfield, with Lorenzo Pellegrini costing £88 million from Roma in 2021. I mean he's been okay, but not quite what you'd expect for £88 million. Let me know what you think of those numbers, maybe I had to expect too much. But Liverpool also spent big on Rodrigo Bentancur, an expensive centre midfielder who doesn't look like he's really set Anfield alight based on his averages. Next up is Kai Havertz. Okay, now we've got the star of the team and Liverpool's new record signing. The German cost £128 million from Barcelona in 2023 and in his first 2 seasons in the Premier League have been out of this world. He's hit double figures in goals and assists in both seasons, proving that he truly is a world-class talent, with one of his goals coming in this 3-1 win over West Ham. He's Liverpool's best player on FM, and that could soon be true in reality as well, with Klopp's side being heavily linked with the move for the Bayer Leverkusen superstar. On the right was Mohamed Becker. The one and only regen in this starting 11, Mohamed Becker was a scorer against West Ham, netting a penalty in the first minute. The 20-year-old cost £22 million from Bordeaux, and by the looks of his start at Liverpool, he's going to be a star for the future. One star of the past is Mo Salah, who, as you'll know if you watch previous episodes of the series, left for Real Madrid and then Juventus. They do have Steven Bergwijn though, who has just completed his first season as a Liverpool player. On the left is Leon Bailey. Yes, Liverpool pretty much have a new front three, with Leon Bailey taking the Sadio Mane role on the left. Bailey was an expensive signing as well, £95 whole million, but he's been worth it when you look at his stats and figures. Scoring goals and getting high averages, you can't really ask for much more, but the only issue is he's now a target for PSG, which could be bad news for the Reds. Interestingly though, Sadio Mane is still at the club, but he wants to leave. He's on the transfer list for £22.5 million, and the only club keen is PSG. I mean, surely they won't sign both of them. Despite wanting to leave, Mane is still being exceptional, even if his current hairdo is less so. And up front was Roberto Firmino. Si Senor, one of Liverpool's famous front three, is still in the starting lineup at the grand old age of 33. Bobby Firmino still continues to dazzle the Anfield faithful, getting plenty of goals and assists. He barely gets any bookings either, proving he's truly over the whole take your shirt off every time you score hype he was on a few years ago. But more importantly, Liverpool still have Divock Origi, and I've got no idea how. He's spent 3 of the seasons out on loan, hardly impresses when he does play for Liverpool, yet here he is with more than 10 years as a Liverpool player. Get that man a testimonial, even better, get him a statue. So there we go, that's Liverpool in 2025 according to our Football Manager 2020 simulation. Let us know what you think in the comments below. As always, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Alexpo, and until next time, we'll see you around.